Hey guys, hi and welcome to the video. My name is Saumil Shah. So as you know, in my company this week I was working on AWS batch, right? So I thought might as well just create a video on that. So this video is essentially how to trigger AWS batch job using Python Boto 3 SDK. So I'm gonna write a top level class that would do the job. So let's get started with this video. All right, I have my code editor right here, and I'm just gonna open my code snippets from. Basically, I wrote that code in the company, so I'm gonna essentially write that again here as a scaffold. So hopefully you guys should be able to see my screen, and let me place my pillow a little bit here. All right, we are all set, and let's get started, man. So the first thing that you want to do is say import OS. Then you want to say we'll of course import a Boto 3 SDK. Then we say exception as e. And if there is any issues in the imports, we just want to raise an exception. Okay, because I don't want the code to go further from this point. Okay, so that's that. We have the OS and that, and then we'll also create a UUID. Essentially, this library is used to create unique identifiers, right? One more thing I need is, I think, import JSON, and that's pretty much it for this. Maybe have a typo. Okay. All right. So far so good. Now what we need to do is essentially we gotta create these global variables, and then essentially we have to set these variables. And remember, you wanna get this variable from an environment variable. So this would be a variable. If you do not get the default value, would be none. Okay. So repeat that. Okay. For secret and for region name. All right, so this one is done. Nothing complicated, easy peasy. You know, same old thing, right? So that's that. Okay, are we recording? Yeah, because sometimes it has happened with me, but okay. So now what we gotta do is essentially I would create a class called AWS batch setting. So this essentially class. So this class essentially would encapsulate all the settings or all the variable configuration that you need to do here. So again, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you guys can see how I'm planning to write codes, right? So the first thing we need to do is we need to define the job queue. So remember, again, coming from the environment variable, what's happening? So the job queue is essentially the ARN for the job queue, or you can also provide the name. Again, env. This is essentially like a top level module, right? You essentially self-dot. This is the maximum time you want to run your batch job. So the timeout essentially in seconds, right? So that's that. Now it's the main. Now we'll have the class called, right? So we have that. Now we'll have a class called AWS batch. This would inherit from AWS settings. Essentially, all the settings we would have access here. Now, essentially, what we need to do here is we need to create a client object. So first of all, calling the constructor. So remember, we are invoking the base class constructor here, right? We created a client object, and these are global variables which is set through an environment variable, right? So see how we are trying to develop a template, right? I think I should say AWS batch. Okay, yeah, it's good. Now let's define a run function. This is essentially gonna start the batch job. Right over here, it should be easy, man. So I'll tell you what to do. So again, we have access to the client object. Now where it says job name, we'll have a job name here. Right, you can provide whatever job name do you want, right? So you could do that. So that's that. This is coming from the settings class. Remember, you would have the ARN for the job queue. Job definition, essentially the ARN of the job definition as well. Now, one thing that I would like to show you here is essentially people struggle. How do you pass arguments to this, right? So remove that part. So if you're running a Python file, so you would say the word Python, and then whatever the name of the file would go here. For example, instead of hard coding. So I think I want to use an underscore. Or remember, if you want, you can code it here also in the settings class. That's also fine. So now let's say you have a file called run.py, right? So you want to run that. That's how you would pass arguments. Wait, why is it complaining? And because we forgot your. So that's that. Whatever test job, give it a job name that you want. So this one right here, we don't want to hard code it. So essentially, we'll say this right here. And now, if you want to pass arguments, essentially, for example, let's say you would like to pass ID or JSON, then you can again pass. Remember, it has to be string. So you have to pass JSON.dumps if you're passing JSON. So you could pass that, or we'll also say payload. Let's say we just want to say name. Okay, so your payload, right? That's essentially you want to pass that. So yeah, just do this. So we'll say JSON.dumps. Dumps would essentially serialize that as a string JSON. So that's done, man. Now we need to pass this payload here as the third argument. Now, that's that. So you can pass arguments. Now we need to define the timeout interval here. So essentially, I think it's like this. So again, this is coming from the settings class. So you'll set that up. So now we can collapse. So essentially, this is how you would pass arguments, and you'll invoke your Python file. Wait, why is this complaining? Let's see. Default argument value is mutable. Okay, it says mutable. Oh, dumps. That's why I was like, something's wrong. Good job, IntelliJ. It's pretty good in telling the errors. So that's that. So yeah, a general function is ready, man. So return response. And if something went wrong, and you know what you want to do essentially, if you do not have argument, if you just want to invoke a normal file, so you will say do this if payload is equal to this. So in this case, I do not have a payload to pass, right? Damn it. So in this case, I do not have a payload to pass. So essentially, I would just remove this from this argument here. I'm making it generalized, so you can use it, right? So that's that. You don't have a payload, so get rid of this one right here. And if you do have a payload, that's else, then you want to serialize the payload, copy this client object, dump this here. Okay, so indent this a little bit here, and over here you can pass payload. Okay, so this class would take care of all that stuff for you. And at the end, one small thing. Okay, so looks good. If we have an else, remember exception handling. All class should have always an exception handling. If something went wrong, seems like we messed up again the indentation, which is fine. Okay, it's fine. So yeah, so if something went wrong, oops, should be except. Wait, something is not right. This one should be here, I guess. Okay, looks good. So let's accept exception as E. And I usually follow a syntax. So I would return a status code of -1, and the data entity would be negative, and we have an error object. This object would have a message, and this would essentially be the string. And if everything went right, then essentially this data, I want to return it. This should be inside the data of entity. Okay, looks good, right? So copy this one right here. Okay, bring this here. Instead of this guy, we'll dump that one. Yeah, your classes is ready essentially. Let me collapse everything. And if something went wrong, it should take care of the except. Why is it giving me red lines here? Oh, because error is not there, because yeah, makes sense. That's good. So we fixed that part. Similarly, in the else part, there won't be error, right? Yeah, it looks good, beautiful, nicely, pretty well written. Yeah, that's exactly your batch function. So essentially, you set three. You have to set a couple of variables here. Give it the access key, secret key, region. Provide the job queue, the ARN or the name, job definition ARN. Attempt. This is a number. It should be integer, right? So provide that. Once you provide all of that, and yeah, just use the class man AWS batch and then call the run method. So I'll just define that right here. Okay, so essentially, yeah, just once you have all the variables in the environment variable, and just invoke, call the run method, and you're all set. There you go, man. That's your code. So the code is there on the description. So it's a Pastebin link, so check it out. And yeah, as usual, guys, man, keep learning, keep smiling. If you have any more questions, let me know your question in the comment section. And this class, you can of course extend it further and add more and more functionality. But you got the idea. You wanna always follow an object-oriented way. So in future, if I wanna use this component, I can just take the class and reuse it, right? So that's it for this video. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy, let me know in the comment section. And if you have any more questions, list your question in the comments. And until then, keep smiling, keep programming, stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.